Eavesdrop.
Rise. All right, welcome to the Eavesdrop. Eavesdrop, the Missionville Care Center's podcast. And today we've got a friend, a brother, someone that the whole of the Nelson Mandela Bay and I recently found out Gunubi is London refers to as the coolest F, the coolest dude around. So I came across a popular statement that it's almost easy for a client to become a friend than for a friend to become a client. And I think Mr. Frankie Ferreira is one person that lives in that true statement. Mr. F, how's you, boy?
I'm good and you, Lucky.
Awesome stuff, man.
Thanks
Lovely.
for having me, man.
Awesome. The Missionville Care Center knows you as one of our loyal, committed, and valued client, hiring partner. But I've since known you as a friend. But let's bring people in. Who is Mr. F?
Mr. F is just a regular guy, man. If I look at my background, and I think that even if I look at what I do in church,
Yeah.
by giving back to the community, because to a certain extent I can relate. There's a saying that say, you know what, I normally help people not because I have much,
Yeah.
because I know exactly how it feels not to have anything.
Hey.
And I live by that because for someone to say that, I feel sorry for someone that goes to bed hungry, for example.
Yeah.
But you don't feel, you don't know how it feels to go to bed hungry.
Yeah.
You can't. It's easy to just give, but there's something more than just the giving. It's your time. It's your compassion. It's your putting yourself in that person or the next person's shoes.
Wow, man, that's awesome. And I mean, you are a known figure in PE and here at the center, particularly in Missionville, because we're gonna talk about it later on. You've hired, I mean, crazy number of people from the hood, from our programs, and that are now working for the M brand, the McDonald's. I mean, we can give them the free marketing. They deserve it because of you, my guy. And I met you in 2022, around 2022, through a friend of ours, Mr. Carl Smith. So I told Carl, whom I used to work with then, and I said, Carl, I've got this new job. I need to find placement for our guys and things. And I'm looking to get into this retail space. And I know Carl used to work with you at McDonald's then. When we used to work for our former boss, he'd always tell me about the McDonald experience, the people he's met there. And throughout, your name would always come out. I do not forget the story where Carl tells me that you guys, I think you were in Durban or something for a training. And he says, you've got to meet this guy. And he's very strict, but he's also the coolest guy around. Carl says you guys went to Durban on a training, partied almost the following day, and you would be the first among that group to get to work, and they would arrive late because they've been partying with you. But what you would do is to issue them with written warnings, all of them. What kind of inspires that you can be? I mean, let's talk about your journey, entry level to McDonald's, now managing the stores and things, and also the fact that you can be people that grooms people to be as qualified and as competent as Carl was back then with McDonald's, of course.
Just on the Carl story, I mean, Carl was I think if you know Carl, you would know he can be difficult at
I'm
times.
telling you.
So when Carl started off as a normal worker, but I also saw something in him,
Yeah.
and that's the chat that I have. And referring to that incident, I mean, he couldn't understand because he was just new in a management role, and he couldn't understand that, you know what, at work, yes, whatever we do outside,
Yeah.
but once we step into that door or whatever, they also know me. I mean, outside I can be the most chill guy. when I'm inside the store, I'm a totally different
Yeah.
person. Even at home, my wife gets angry at me because um, I don't know, the kids might now not clean or
Yeah.
whatever. And she will say, but if this was at work, you would have made sure that they do it. But I can't be the monster at work, and then sometimes I can't be the monster at home as well. So there needs to be a balance. But my journey started at in Corsten because that's where I grew up. I mean, when I applied for McDonald's,
Okay.
and I think um, there had to be some kind of, I don't know if you could call it destiny, because still up until today I don't know. I think it's only something bigger
Yeah.
that allowed me, or that made the journey possible. Because I mean, I we went for interviews. I think it was at Feather Market Hall. That was 1999 when McDonald's came to South Africa. I just saw. I mean, there wasn't all these things that you can just put on your CV.
Yeah.
So there was no. So we went for the interview. They say, no, we're gonna call you guys. I did not have a cell phone. I stay in a complex where there's 150 plus families. And I gave, I don't know if you know what a tiki box is,
No.
a public phone.
I
Where,
am that old.
yes, it's like where you put a 20 cents or 50 cents in it. So that's the only phone number I could give to McDonald's.
Okay.
And in my mind, man, everyone say, you're looking for a job. Everyone say, we're going to contact you or we're going to let you know. And just somehow, when McDonald's called at that time, okay, I wasn't at the public telephone, but someone picked up the phone. And then they still asked for Franklin, and no one knows him because in the wood, we all use nicknames.
Yeah.
So my nickname is Chot, so no one knows. And then luckily they almost put the phone down and I said it was me. And then they said, you know what, come the next day or 2 days, and then you guys gonna go for, you got a job, you guys are gonna go for training. So if I have missed that call, I would have not been here today or where I'm at. And McDonald's has changed to a certain extent my whole experience, because I mean, obviously where I grew up, it's gangsterism, it's alcohol abuse, it's all these things. And normally people say, you know what, if you become an alcoholic,
Yeah.
no, my father is an alcoholic, but does it mean that you? So for me, that was my motivation to one day, you know what, I know I had a bigger plan. The circumstances is not my end goal. So that inspired me and motivated me to do better and to work myself up. So I started scrubbing floors. We went for Cape Town for a month, came back after the first month, was then promoted to a crew trainer. In 3 months after that, I became a manager at McDonald's.
Wow.
But that is now a junior manager, and still, you know what, I was in my early 20s or mid 20s, and then carry on, still partying, still doing, until one day my previous boss, Mr. Greiling, he said, "But you know what, Mr. And that's where the name Mr. F come. He used to call me Mr. F.
Yeah.
Mr. F, I see someone with so much potential. Just try and get your life. Not, I wasn't, I mean, out of whatever, but you know what, my focus wasn't there. Because he said, no, you know what, you can run one of my stores one day. And I think that is where we started. So he became kind of my mentor.
Mentor, yeah.
And what he did on a Tuesday, I'll never forget. On a Tuesday, we used to have leadership classes. And then some days, it's an open invitation to all the managers. Some day it was just me and him. There wasn't, just USBs and things. He used to have cassettes, I don't know, cassette players. Then we sit in his bakkie. He had what was it? I think a Chevy bakkie. And then we put it, and then we listened to the motivational speakers, Stephen Covey.
Wow.
And that's why I became so, because I love reading motivational books and leading to speakers to motivate you. And then eventually, I just had a mind shift or a change in my mindset that you know what, maybe there is no, maybe McDonald's is not just a job, it is a career, and I made a career,
Yeah.
and I became an area manager, worked for corporate back, left McDonald's a while, went to KFC, came back, and I'm still here.
I also love, buddy, that in your story, you emphasize a lot on not allowing our backgrounds or unfortunate circumstances be the reflection of our present selves, right? I'm also thinking while you're talking, one of our candidates that came from the center was in my class. I think this is back in 2023, and I don't know what happened with this guy that he went to work and needed to come back, and he had been, I mean, a walling, we call it, for a couple of times, not been present at work for a couple of times. And then he sent a message on the group to which one of your managers sent to me that he had written there that Mr. Frankie does not know what it means to be poor. You know, that people that meet you now think, nah, this is the Frankie that everyone knows, that everyone celebrate. I've attended events with you, and to see people embrace you and celebrate you because of how interactive you are amongst young people and how you are always plugging us with opportunities and advising. Why is it that you are not a reflection of your unfortunate circumstances? What has kept you going, focusing on the goal to be what we now celebrate? Because trust me, my friend, we are celebrating you. You are a rare breed in terms of the people that we work with and the people that we associate ourselves with. And amongst the young people, you're very influential in that space, both at work and outside work. But how have you kept it young and now not old but matured friend of mine?
I
How
think
have you kept?
it wasn't easy because I mean, first of all, I think I've got a strong willpower. I mean,
Okay.
when I started, as I said, I mean, I could remember my salary was about 700 rand a
Okay.
month, and obviously, you know, that time your friends, you're not scared to share. You know what?
Yeah.
This is what I'm earning and whatever. And some of my friends were laughing. I mean, obviously, where I stayed, I had some naughty friends. That's why I can say I am street smart to a certain extent.
Which part of Costin, by the way?
Ellen Hendricks complex.
Aye.
Yeah,
Okay.
in Durban Road. So there I learned everything from riding a bike to drinking to
Okay.
whatever you can call it. But they told me, you know what? Why would you work for 700 rand a month? We can give you 700 rand in a day. You can keep the packet of drugs for us or keep the gun. And I said, no, I can sleep peaceful at night. You guys can't even go alone to Green Acres because you part of a gang or think you gangsters or whatever. And that I kept because I know I want to make an honest living. Um, but I did not judge them. I mean, some of them were smoking what dacha, whatever. I would still, if I have a chance, I will still stand because you know you stand in the corners. They
Yeah.
will do their things. I will drink maybe my glass of beer. They will do their things. So I did not, you know what? I judge you now because I just said your use is your use and my use is my use. And one, I'll never forget. But because they saw that you know what, here is someone that want to make a change.
Yeah.
Some of them actually, you know what, they said, you know what, we respect you because we into deep now. They used to call me Daddy Mac Daddy, whatever. I mean, if you sometimes if you go to if you associate McDonald's, you will they know. Or
Yeah.
you, if someone said you work for McDonald's, I think someone will always refer, do you know Frankie or do
Yeah.
you know Mr. F? But one morning, because I was a restaurant manager at Cape Road, so on a Monday morning, I need to be there 5 o'clock on a Monday
In the
morning.
morning.
I mean, those days I'm talking now, 2000, early two. There's no Ubers. So I either need to hike for a lift, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, or I need to walk from Coston to
To Cape
Green
Road.
Acres, yeah. And where on that corner where I stayed, and that is actually where I met my wife now. So her father had a sports bar.
The beautiful Lana now.
Yes.
Aye.
A father at the sports bar. So, and you know, in the wood, on whether it's in the location or in the northern area, Sunday nights is the best party nights for all people. So 4 o'clock, 4:30, when I need to look for a lift now, the club or the that tavern, whatever you call it, it comes out, and you know the people are drunk. They
Yeah.
throw each other with bottles. One morning they were shooting like, let's say, two different gangs, and then obviously luckily there was no fatalities or whatever, but then the police came and the one gang rang that, and then I had to start walking, and I got this group of guys that, and they said, you know what, we don't worry, we're gonna walk. They walked with me to Mercantile, and they told me, you're gonna be safe now. Now you can just walk up the road.
I love
So
that. Street smart.
yeah.
Wow.
But it is how you how can I put it, communicate or
Communicate,
relate to
yeah.
people. Like people normally, if I dress up, you know, I like to dress up. I normally tell people, it just look like I
Yeah,
have
no.
money. I don't have money,
You look cool all the
but I
time.
don't have money.
Yeah.
But they say you need to look, and especially in the workplace also. I mean, if you want to become the next CEO.
Yeah.
You need to start speaking. You need to dress like a CEO. You need to prepare you kind of for the next position. But that has humbled me to, you know what, and that's why I can relate to people that
Yeah.
with unemployment and it's struggling, and I know you get demotivated because you've been walking, you put in CVs, you don't
Yeah.
get, and it's tough. It's tough. But normally, because I obviously do all the hiring at McDonald's, the story I normally tell to everyone,
Yeah.
because um, don't, and you mentioned it, that don't use your past as an excuse. Like for me, that was my motivation. We keep on, but why are you not whatever? I mean, you can do.
Yeah.
Maybe you can break that generational curse,
Yeah.
whatever, so to speak.
And I want us to talk a little bit about the hiring policies. You mentioned earlier that one of the attributes that you embody would be the seeing eye. You know, the fact that you can spot a potential, nurture and mentor that until it unfolds. I've met a couple of people, honestly speaking, and some of them are our hiring partners here at the Missionville Care Center. They've employed from us and who have said, do you know Frankie? And we're like, yeah, he's my friend. I mean, and they would tell us, one of them actually said, I do not even have a matric. I am a manager and they've been hiring from us. Successful person that is. And they say, I do not have a matric and that guy gave me a chance. Everything that I now know, he actually nurtured it. He made sure that he mentors that and now it has unfolded. Look at where I am and I'm still practicing that. Why is it important, if it is important, that people that are on the hiring position, I'm not referring to your wife, Lana, I know she's also employed from us, but people that are in the hiring positions, Frankie, are able to not only be led by what the policies require, but also have the eye, embody this very much needed attribute, man, to be able to see potential and hire people in that, even though the policies are saying a person with matric. Look, we want people to be educated. We want people to get those matrics and degrees and, graduate. But however, there are jobs that people do not necessarily have to have these minimum requirements, such as the people that I'm now mentioning that you are now managers and successful within the corporate space, and they say it's because you saw potential in them, hence they are now thriving in the position that they're in. Why is that important? That we don't only look at these policies and these procedures.
I think with that, and especially with McDonald's, okay, I will start with myself first.
Yeah.
I mean, I've become an area manager, operations manager. I only have matric, and I'm a senior manager at McDonald's. Obviously, yes, you go through the McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, I flew across the country attending all the McDonald's courses, whatever they can. But to get back at the general hiring, so I don't want to say it is it is basically a requirement.
Yeah.
But for me, a matric it's yes, we want people to have matric, but sometimes you need to. There's a very thin line, if I can put it.
Yeah.
If someone has matric, but they can't show you, you know what, they're able to satisfy a customer, but you have matric.
Yeah.
But what if your gut or your tells you, but you know what? Because obviously, when I hire you, write a test. You must get, let's say, 50%. I had people that scored 100% in tests. That doesn't even know how to hold a broom and sweep. I had people that scored 0% on the test. That's some of our best workers. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to call it a piece of paper, the matric certificate or degree or diploma. But if you can show, because I mean, you don't need a matric to smile to a customer, for example,
Yeah.
to be hospitable or to be coachable or to learn skills. Yes, it's I don't want to say it's a nice to have, but I mean, so when I do hiring, whatever, yes, I look at the CV, whatever, but for me, the most important part is that 10 to 15 minutes when I interview with you, and the way you respond to my questions, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, that for me carries more weight than that piece of matric certificate. I don't know if it makes sense.
No, it does definitely, Frankie. And thank you, for all these people that you've hired from us, man. It's, I think, what we also appreciate from you and Jacques and the M brand is the opportunity, one, that you've given us, but also your participation in the journey of transformation, changing people's lives. People's lives have been changed. I can tell you now, I know of two candidates off my head that are in university right now, and they told me that they've paid through the McDonald's salary their registration fee at the Nelson Mandela University, and they are still working for that. For your organization, that is. And they didn't work for McDonald's then, but again, while at McDonald's, they pursued their studies. And having spoken to you about it, you guys were able to kind of amend their shifts so that it allows, and I am mentioning your Shomla them, your Shumisa them, that are still starting in university while also working and stuff. And thank you for that. But why is it important, Frankie, that people pursue their careers, studies, or go to greener pastures? Noliolo used to work for you, and when I needed Noliolo to become part of my team, I had to come to you and say, Frankie, can you please bring me back Noliolo? I need her. She's the best fit now here, and we've got greener pastures for her and things. And you freely gave her away to us, Communication, Frankie. We just had an incident just outside now where you were reprimanding one of my candidates on, had you communicated effectively, you would not have lost your job. You would still be working for the company. Why is that? How can the young people that, one, still wants to work for these different corporates, not only for McDonald's, people that we are mentoring here and in our program, and also your staff, how do we fix this communication issue so that it best benefits both?
So it's funny that you mentioned. Yesterday I was in Jeffreys Bay, so 4 new hires. So the systems allow it, the McDonald's system. So it's not, it's a Pacific. So when you hire people or when you look for people, we use the term open availability. So that means, you can schedule me in the morning or you can schedule me in the afternoon.
All right.
So that is like, I don't have a job, I don't study or whatever. I just want a job. But those are called open availability crew. But then McDonald's also say, you can also have restricted part-timers or flexi crew, meaning that even if you are open availability. Your availability is open, but your availability changes. Let's say next year, January, I decide I want to go back to school. It's fine, that's not a problem. Bring us your schedule, Monday
Yeah.
to Thursday, or Monday like in Green Acres. Most of those lobby ladies only work weekends because Monday to Tuesday or Monday to Friday they have class. Some guys have class on a Monday and a Wednesday, for example. So the communication must be this: here's my schedule or my roster. Don't book me on a Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
And because the thing is, McDonald's, not everyone is gonna be mad like me and be 26 years at McDonald's.
26 years,
You mind,
Frankie.
yeah, broken service, but I started 26 years ago.
Wow.
Because McDonald's is also a stepping stone for a lot
Yeah.
of people. So some people, and especially myself and the company, we encourage people because
Yeah.
you know what, your I don't know, it may be teaching or
Yeah.
whatever. So you know what, to get into your studies, pay off your studies. Then again, I just said is the communication. If you decide, you know what, I have to leave, just do it the right way. There's ways how we can do it instead of just not communicating and stay away or whatever. But
Appreciate it.
we do, I mean, there's even, I think it was a couple of months ago, someone that didn't have matric. But the person came to me and said, you know what, I'm actually busy now with my night class and I want to go. And McDonald's gave me that opportunity also still.
Wow, man. Wow. And how many McDonald's are under your stores are under your
We have
supervision?
6. It's Utenake, Jeffreys Bay, Linton Grange, Walker
Greenacres.
Drive, Green Acres, and Cape Road.
Wow, man. Crazy, you're one busy person, buddy. And I know that you've called me out. And just before we end it off, by the way, if people are still interested hiring from us, we are Mission Vale Care Center in all our platforms, social media platforms. Please do like, subscribe, and follow, share everything to be part of this conversation. People can also comment, ask questions. I'm sure you wouldn't mind responding to those.
No,
And you've called me out and nicely in love reprimanded me in how I do things at times, right? Most of the time because of my guys that would catch up on things at work and within the company. And we always aim to grow. We want to expand our territories, right? We want to do things better. And we know, all thanks to you and Jacques again, that you guys have given us the opportunity. What would you highlight about the work that we do and what you have seen for the company now from the Mission Care Center, candidates that are placed with McDonald's? And what would you also advise us to pay attention and work on? Kind of refurbish and improve on. Because there are rooms for improvement and there are those things that we want to celebrate and make sure that we are strengthening. I know just recently you brought a 10-page and set me down and said, this candidate, why did this one resign? Why did this one leave compared to the other people that you guys are doing business with? But I mean, we've been by far excelling and preferred clients when it comes to the stores that you guys are
Yes,
managing.
definitely. So obviously we make use of Ubuntu
Yeah.
pathways in Sweden as well. We do some, let's call it walk-ins
Yeah.
or word of mouth. But I think it's in any, so it's not that to say, you know what, the people that we get from Mission Vale are not good people. I
Yeah.
mean, we see it everywhere. I mean, last year, recently, I referred someone
Yeah.
and the person disappointed the company. And I felt like, you know what, I will never
Yeah,
refer
refer
anyone.
someone,
But I
yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, what you guys are doing, it's good. It's building the community. It's making sure that you guys keep the kids off the street and want to make some of them achieve something in life. You understand? So yes, there will be. I mean, even if you can hire from wherever, we can't decide for other people. But I think one of and I think briefly we had the discussion.
Yeah.
It's the communication, or not let me rather say the lack of communication is sometimes um, a factor when,
Yeah.
when people either lose their job or they not. I mean, certain things like the lady outside, if she had communicated to me, I mean, I could have made a plan.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have, no, you know, I feel I need to resign because of A, B, and C. I
Yeah.
mean, we at the end of the day, we need to balance because I mean, yes, McDonald's. I mean, I normally tell people, you know, you work for McDonald's, but you also have a family life or a
Yeah.
social life. Sometimes it is hard because you're not at work, but you're still at work.
Yeah.
You understand? But I mean, in part of the work readiness, I don't know exactly what all you guys, but maybe we can moving forward. I mean, sit down and say, you know what? I mean, and sometimes it's something small
Yeah.
like budgeting for example. McDonald's obviously pay our employees a transport allowance,
Yeah.
but the transport allowance is it's split into two fortnights. So the half, so I normally I do tell people when we do inductions or
Yeah.
orientation, but if that 180 rand is in the first week, I can't teach you to budget. So if on the second fortnight now it feels everything must come from that one
Yeah.
pay. So budgeting, um, transport is also a big
Yeah.
a big opportunity. We do have staff transport. We're still struggling to get. We're actually in the process of just seeing how we can. But
And Mission Care Center has been asked to
yeah, yeah.
submit a quote
So
on that.
and I know what sometimes there are. We understand there's out of your control
Yeah.
transport issues, but when you do the hiring process
Yeah.
and it comes to transport or whatever, yes, McDonald's would love to provide transport, but I mean, obviously, we rather give the money so that you because it
Sort out your
becomes
own
a
transport.
whole thing. Because I mean, we can buy a Kumbi, but are they going to allow us to go 4 o'clock in the morning with the McDonald's branded Kumbi or
Yeah.
something in the yeah? But it's just the communication.
Awesome.
Because you know when people get a job also they will tell you whatever
Yeah.
they just to make sure that they get no,
They,
don't worry man, transport, my boyfriend is gonna come pick me up every then why didn't you come to work last night? No, I don't have transport, so it is a difficult one. But I mean it's in general the guys are doing well.
Lovely.
And the nice thing when I normally tell them McDonald's is a pay per performance company. So what that means is it doesn't mean you are there 10 years, you
Yeah.
must become a manager. So to a certain extent, you actually responsible for your own development
Growth.
in or your growth in McDonald's. Yeah.
I love that. Mr. F, thank you so, so much, my guy. And I know that you guys are also one of our annual spelling bee competition that's happening on the 16th of October for this year. Thank you so much for the meal voucher sponsors for our kids and the M experience, the McDonald's experience that our kids will get to be part of. You know, thank you. We really appreciate your support, the lives you have changed. There's proven records here of the lives that you guys have touched. When you hire one person from the Mission Care Center, you're not only hiring one person, that person represents 10 family members, 8, 5. So the impact is there. Thank you so, so much, buddy. And to the young people, the people that are still wanting to work for the company, people that are inspired by your story, in 1 minute, Frankie, what would be your advice?
I think to the young people is never underestimate yourself, never doubt yourself, and or say to yourself, you know what, it's not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in school, I never thought I would be call it in the business environment or
Yeah.
whatever. I probably would have studied something in a different, but and also never let your past determine your future. Your circumstances does not is not your destiny. You can, yes, and sometimes people say it's easier said than done, but if you as a person believe that you can do it, I mean, and if you fail, failure is not something negative. I see failure as a learning curve. I mean, people know even when I dress, I like basketball, and I love the one of the quotes of Michael Jordan when someone asked him, "Why are you so successful?" And he said, "You know what? I failed over and over and over and over again. That's why I'm so successful." He must.
it.
I mean, there's a whole thing that he said he was given the last throw of the match. I don't know how many thousand times he missed that shot. But it did not stop him from becoming one of the best basketball players ever.
Guys, that's Mr. F, and we are the Eves podcast. Welcome to the Missionville Care Center. To those that are joining us just now, my friend, you are loved and appreciated in this
Thank
place.
you for
Thank you so
for
much.
having me.
Lovely.
A bit off guard, but I mean, I enjoy sharing my story and see, because sometimes what they say also, people, you can give something, whatever, money or materialistic things, but people will forget that.
Yeah.
But people won't forget what impact you made in their life.
Impact. I love it. Love it. Mr. F, thank you so much.
Thanks,
my guy.
man.
Lovely.
Thanks.